Welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric, and this is a bit of an awards show, kind of like a best of 2021, looking at all the cars we've driven in the past year and kind of figuring out which ones were the best and having a few little different categories and kind of reflecting back on 2021 as a year for this channel. So first of all, if you at any point watched any of my videos, which is very likely because you're watching this video, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And I've gotten some great feedback from you guys, so I think most of you did enjoy what we did, and there was so much growth in this channel. Like, we've been in 2022, I ended 2022 with context to Kia and General Motors, that's like 6 brands total. Now we're sitting at 16 brands. There's still a couple missing, but I'm pretty sure we're getting them in 2022. And yeah, it's just was a very good year for the channel, and we're picking up a lot of momentum, especially in the last few months. So yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride. I certainly had a lot of fun. Just a quick note, these awards, it's more of a fun thing. I don't have as much experience to be like super serious about awards, but I still wanted to do it just for fun and kind of like reflecting back on it. I did think about this quite a bit, so I wouldn't change anything. So I think these are my like genuine opinions. I think every car that I award deserves it. Yeah, just don't take it too seriously, okay? Starting off, we're gonna have everything time coded in the bottom, so we will take a look at some of the data first, because I'm German, I love data. Then we have like 5 subcategories, which are like not too important, but still, we're gonna do that, and always gonna go third, second, and first. For the third and the second, I'm gonna tell you what kept them from being higher up. For the first, I'm gonna tell you why it got the first place. And then we got 3 main categories, and the big one at the end. First of all, data though. So in total, we tested 28 cars this year. We reviewed 28 cars this year. There's 2 cars still coming in January that I reviewed this year, which is the Honda CR-V Black Edition, Honda CR-V Black Edition, and the Hyundai Santa Cruz Ultimate. Stay tuned for those. So 28 cars from 13 different brands. Drove them for 12,737.9 kilometers, which actually is not that much, to be honest. And the total value of all cars combined was $1,742,842.35 Canadian. It's quite a bit of number. Okay, data. I'm going to give you average, median, worst, and best. Displacement, starting off, engine displacement. The average displacement, 3.1 liters, median 2.6 liters. The smallest displacement in the Buick Encore, 1.3 liters, and the highest, the 6.2 liter V8 of the Chevy Silverado and the GMC Sierra. In terms of horsepower, we have an average of 297 horsepower, which is pretty good, I think. The median, of course, 283, a little lower, taking out the extremes. The slowest car in terms of horsepower, the lowest powered car, was the Nissan Sentra at 149 horsepower. And, well, pretty obviously, the highest horsepower car was the AMG, the E63S, with 603 horsepower. Torque, 321 pound-feet of torque on average, 296 pound-feet median, 146 pound-feet in the Sentra being the lowest, and 627 being the highest in the AMG. I love the contrasting of these numbers. It's going to be crazy next year with all the EVs. Price, average price at a whopping $62,244.37 Canadian. That's quite a bit, actually. And the median price sits at $53,453. Of course, that kind of takes out the extremes once again, the median, right? So that's maybe a bit more accurate. And you got to remember that all the press kits are pretty much like the highest spec available. So that's why it's always, quite high. Anyhow, cheapest car at $25,000.53, Nissan Sentra. And at almost 6 times that much, the AMG was the most expensive at $143,000 and $143,150. Then very lastly, just kind of catching up on the numbers. In terms of engines, we drove 14 inline 4s, 6 V6s, of 5 V8s, 2 inline 6s, and a single inline 3. 16 of the cars were all-wheel drive, 8 were 4-wheel drive, 2 were front-wheel drive, and 2 were rear-wheel drive. 24 of the cars were gas-powered, 2 were diesels, 1 was a plug-in hybrid EV, and 1 was a mild hybrid. And in terms of body styling, that's the last category of data. We had 14 SUVs, 6 pickups, 2 sedans, 2 wagons, 2 convertible coupes, 1 hatchback, and a minivan. All right, that was the satisfying part for all the Germans here. And myself, I don't know. I love data. I have like this huge spreadsheet where I collect all the data, so I can easily compare. Anyhow, let's get to the awards themselves, right? First of all, first subcategory, we have 5, like I said. Best sound. So best sound, pretty straightforward. Which car sounded the best in terms of exhaust? We didn't have too many cars that sounded really that interesting. So number 3 might be a little surprising, but that's going to be third place is the GMC Sierra 1500. I had that not too long ago. The 6.2 liter V8 just always sounds pretty good, but the Sierra had the sport exhaust that we didn't have on the RST earlier the year, so that's why it just sounded a lot better already. The reason why it's third place though is quite simple. It's a truck, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference, and it was a bit drony on the highway. Second place goes to the Mercedes AMG E63S. Sounded really, really good. I liked it a lot. Why didn't it get higher though is simply because the twin turbos do muffle the sound of the V8 quite a bit. And I like the pops, but it's just, like I described it, the AMG sound pretty good in itself, but it's more noise than like kind of like refined symphony. And speaking of symphony, number 1, pretty obvious, I think, the Ford Mustang GT. The Coyote V8 sounds amazing. With the active exhaust, you can have it quiet, you can have it super loud, insanely loud actually, and it just it sounded so good. At every RPM, it was just a symphony. So very well deserved here. First award, I think, best sound goes to the Ford Mustang GT. So congratulations, Ford. Second, we have 2 design categories. Best exterior design first, and then best interior design. Real quick, these do not factor in, like these do not mean the best looking car, for example, for exterior design. It's not the best looking car. It does take into account what they had to work with. So if it's a cheap car, but they made it like a pretty nice interior, that gives them a lot of points. But if you make, or like for exterior, a Ferrari obviously looks better than a Ford Escape. But if they make a Ford Escape look really good for a cheap SUV, then they might get the award, just so you know. Anyhow, third place, a bit controversial probably, best exterior design, the Kia Carnival. I'm given an exterior design award to a minivan, but that is simply because I think it's by far not the third best looking car we've had this year. There's many others, but considering it's a front-wheel drive minivan, there's only so much you can do, and Kia managed to make an SUV that is somewhat desirable. So good job, Kia, on that. Second place, car that is yet to be uploaded, the Hyundai Santa Cruz. I like the compact pickups coming back, and compared to the Maverick, it just kind of has more of this lifestyle styling. It looks cooler. I like the front. Overall, pretty good. I like it. It looks a bit like a military vehicle, I think. And I just enjoyed it. But the first place had to go to this one. And I think many of you agree with that because you liked it when I asked you on Instagram to kind of like to vote for it. And Genesis GV70. The Genesis GV70, I think, looks absolutely fantastic. I love how it looks, and it doesn't only look great for an SUV, it looks great, period. It's a really good looking SUV. It's a really good looking car. I think it's gorgeous. One of my favorite designs of the last few years probably, and I think a very well deserved first place in terms of best exterior design. Going over to best interior design, once again, remember, it doesn't mean it's the best interior, it just means they did the most with what they had to work with. And number 3, the Mazda 3 Sport Turbo. Very nice materials, looks very good. Not necessarily the most feature-rich, but overall, I really like it. Also, infotainment doesn't count in this category, just a quick note. I think I like it a lot, and for the price, really, they did a lot with what they had to work with. So, deserved third place, I think, from Mazda. Deserved award. Oh, also, any place is good. If you're third, second, or first, that's really good. Remember, that's 25 other cars that didn't make that. So, only because someone is third or second doesn't mean they're bad. It means they're really good, actually. Second place, I had to get a Volvo on here. I really like the interior. Volvo V90 cross country. I thought about giving it to the XC90. but I like the color combinations a little more in the V90. So that's why I gave it to that. The V90 just probably the best material quality and material choices this year. It's just so beautiful, especially the door trim. I'll show you like a bit of a B-roll from that. It's just like it goes leather, metal, wood, metal, leather, and it's gorgeous. Really, really fantastic job. Probably one of my most favorite designs in terms of interior this year at all that Volvo put out. And I love them. I love the interior. Not flawless, the interior, but design-wise, really, really good. But there's another car that I just had to award this to. The first place for best interior design goes to the Genesis GV70. Another design award for them. But I love the interior because they did something I've never seen before. They integrated like shapes, like ovals and all that I've never seen done like that in an interior. And I just want to applaud them for the creativity, and I think it works really well. It looks very good. It looks very upscale, and it just looks different. It looks different than other cars on the road. And at the same time, the blue interior was so eye-catching. A lot of people asked about it, and yeah, no, I really liked it. I think it's a very deserved best interior design for the Genesis GV70. Sorry if I'm speaking fast or rushing through this, but I did a take before, and it was 40 minutes. And, we've got to be a bit quicker than that. Best tech. So that's infotainment. It's like safety assists, and it's like driving tech, like lane centering and adaptive cruise control, all that. This would have gone to the Escalade, but we didn't get to review it this year. So that sucks for them. I did drive it. Like I had the POV test drive, but I didn't get to review it, unfortunately. Anyhow, best tech, third place, Kia Carnival. Another third place for the Kia Carnival, because the infotainment is one of the best in the business. Really good infotainment, very clear, very, very fast, a lot of features, easy to use, and good systems like lanes. We've got all the safety systems you pretty much want. You have the lane centering assist, which is really good in Hyundai Kias, and adaptive cruise control is really good. So for the price, really good tech, easy third place pick for me. Second place, oh yeah, of course it could have taken the Hyundai Santa Cruz for third, but the Kia had like the camera for the minivan stuff, so it just had a tiny bit more tech. That's why I got the third place. Second place, a familiar face by now, the Genesis GV70 takes second place here. Very much similar reasons, because it has the same infotainment, just reskinned, and the same driving tech that the Kia Carnival has. On top of that, it has a few extra features like massaging seats and so on, and it just looked very nicely integrated into the interior, everything. So I think it stands out as being a little better than the Carnival. Quite a bit better, actually. The Carnival just fits better, and it's a bit more tech, and you have the automatic lane changes, which didn't work quite as well, to be fair. But still, really good tech. Deserves second place, but nobody comes close to the first place, the Mercedes-AMG E63S. I don't think the infotainment is the most intuitive. I don't think the infotainment is the most beautiful. I think Hey Mercedes is a gimmick that really has very, very, very limited use, but just the sheer amount of features the AMG offers, or Mercedes generally offers, gave them this first place, because you have so many infotainment features. You have like lap times and drag times and all that. Then you have everything else you wanted in infotainment. It is fast, it is responsive. You have her Mercedes, like I said, it's more of a gimmick, but it's still pretty cool to have. And then we have a lot of safety systems and a lot of driving tech, which is very expensive to option. But then you had the adaptive cruise control, which was really good. And you've had the Stronic Plus with steering assist, so it also steered, which was very good. So the car could kind of drive itself. Not an autonomous system, but it's pretty good. And the automatic lane changes work better than in the Genesis. So that's why I got the first place. Just sheer amount of tech. And also the massaging seats also had the cushion on the bottom. So just very easy pick for me. Congratulations, Mercedes, on getting the Best Tech Award of 2021. Now, I can't make an awards list without mentioning best value. Pretty straightforward, best value in business that we tested. Third place, Nissan Sentra LR. At $25,000, you get a lot. It is not the nicest looking, it's not the best interior. Of course, for $25,000, you can't expect that. But it delivers a decent driving experience, even within a somewhat underpowered engine. But it's a decent driving experience. You get plenty of space. The materials are, for the price, pretty nice actually, and you get stuff like adaptive cruise control, standard. and Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, really everything you need. So if you need a cheap car, Nissan Sentra are good, really good choice for third place. Second place, Mazda with a CX-30 as an SUV, and $36,000 roughly, maybe $36,500. Really good interior. You don't really get much of a better interior for that price. You have a good driving experience. You have a good looking car. You have storage that is pretty decent. Yeah, pretty easy pick. Great value in that one. Only to be kind of that value only got beaten by one car, and that is the Mazda 3 Sport Turbo. So Mazda here with a 1-2 finish in best value, because it's insane what kind of value they deliver, really. Why did the Mazda 3 top the Mazda CX-30? Has a little more space, and for $1,000 more that we tested it, you get the turbo engine, so you have like 70 horsepower more, and those two combined just make it tiny bit better value. And yeah, but like, nobody got close to touching Mazda in terms of value this year for me. So yeah, very happy with what they put out. Congratulations, Mazda, on the 1-2 finish in terms of value. Now though, we want to get to the big ones, the three big categories. So we got Best Enthusiast Car, Best New Car, and GCCars Choice Award. So the GCCars Choice Awards, essentially car of the year for me. I just wanted to have a fancy name for that. Best Enthusiast Car. Price does not matter. The only thing that matters is how much fun is it to drive. And in third place, I think that list, the second place will be controversial, but I think everyone else agrees with that otherwise. Third place, Mercedes-AMG E63S. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, although I think it can do 2.9. 600 horsepower, insane grip, drift mode, everything you want. It's insane. It is so much fun to drive. But it only got third place because at the end, it is just too capable for the road. Way too capable for the road. You can't really drive it fast. You can't really drive it in a fun manner unless you risk going to jail or get your car impounded, unfortunately. So that's why it just ends up third place. But still, like I said, any place, if you get third, second, or first, it's really good. Had a ton of fun in the E63S. Amazing car. Just kind of really one of the best all-rounders. Second place, Mazda MX-5. The Miata gave me the best driving experience I've ever had. On those twisty roads, in the review, never had so much fun driving a car, ever. But it did just come in second because, quite frankly, as soon as you take the Miata off good roads, you're still very much connected to it, but not necessarily in good ways. It becomes kind of, you notice that it's a little cramped, you notice that it's not effortless to drive, although it's not too bad. It's just not special. And on like Toronto roads. I live in Toronto. If you live in California or somewhere where they're having plenty of twisties, I'll totally get it if you think the Miata is the best. But I think the Miata is exceptional on the right roads and mediocre on regular roads. That's how I see it. So that's why it's only the second place, but still fantastic car, and I can't wait to get back into one next year, hopefully. Maybe track it then. Anyhow, that kind of leaves an obvious choice for the first place, the Ford Mustang GT. Dynamically worse than the E63S, dynamically worse than the Miata, and definitely not as engaging. Has a manual, which I didn't have an issue with. The manual in the Miata was better though. But the Mustang won because the overall experience was the best. Like, was it as good on twisties? No, but it was so good on regular roads. You can actually drive it a little before you get impounded and go to jail, unlike the E63S. And it just sounds so phenomenal at all the times. You have the manual. You can just do so much fun stuff with it. No, I had a blast with the Mustang. I think my favorite car in terms of like fun to drive this year, by far the Mustang. It's super fun at slow speeds, super fun at high speeds. Well deserved. So first big award goes to Ford. Congratulations. Now, best new car. That has to be a car, first model year that we drove, of a very, very major refresh or a completely new car, or like generation of that car. We have 7 all-new vehicles we've tested this year. So, for example, if a new car comes out, let's say the Kia Carnival came out in 2022. So if we tested 2022, we'd get that. That would that would count. If we get a 2023 model year, that wouldn't count for best new car anymore. Anyhow, probably the third place is a very surprising pick because it felt like this car has been around for forever. I think it's been unveiled like a year and a half ago, but we tested it as a 2021, so it was technically still the first model year. The Chevy Tahoe. Very boring choice probably to pick here. It doesn't really change the game in any way, but it's just, if you need a full-size SUV that's not luxury, you can't go much better than the Tahoe unless you want to go bigger and get the Suburban. It is really good. It drove better than the Armada. I liked it a lot, but because it didn't really change the game or the industry much, I only gave it third place, but still great truck, great SUV. Second place, very much deserved, the Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. I thought about getting the Pathfinder in here, but it merely tied the Telluride, which is really good because the Telluride is great, and so is the Pathfinder. But the Frontier, on the other hand, I think stood out, and it's probably my favorite midsize truck, especially out of the ones I drove, but I think overall it's the best midsize truck out there. It just still is good value. It looks fantastic, it's capable, and overall, no, it's just, I really liked it. Comfy interior, good job. Best new car, second place, Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. But after we've gone to the the subcategories beforehand, I don't think this is a surprise. Best new car of 2021, first place, 2022 Genesis GV70. We've talked about what I like about it. Yeah, not much more to say. It just stood out to the other cars. Stood out, fantastic vehicle, and I think a vehicle that will be very much important for Genesis in the future. But now, last award, the GCCars Choice Award, my best of the year. Everything factors in: value, performance, luxury, comfort, fun, everything. Third place, the Mazda 3 Sport Turbo. If you get any place in this, by the way, fantastic. Like, a third place here is worth more than a first place in a subcategory for me personally. So Mazda 3 Sport Turbo, third place. Like I said, amazing value, it drives well, looks good, great interior. Really, for the price, what they did is just so good. And I think that was an easy choice. That was an easy choice to put that as one of my choice awards this year. And yeah, congratulations Mazda on getting the bronze medal as GCCars Choice Awards of 2021. Second place, I kind of had to give this car an award here as a GCCars Choice Awards. The Mercedes-AMG E63S. It's the all-rounder. If you only could have one car, this is it. It is insanely fast. It is insanely luxurious. It looks fantastic. It's the complete car. If you could only have one car, that's what it is. It is insane. I love it, and I want to drive one again. Why did it only get second place though? Just for the price, at $143,000, which is like $50,000 more expensive than any other car we've had this year because we couldn't test the Escalade. I expect you to be the best. I expect you to be the best. Mercedes lived up to that, but that's just why it was fantastic, but it also didn't move Mercedes like forward or change the industry much, so that's why it only got second place. But like I said, still getting any place in the Choice Award is fantastic, and the silver medal is really good. So congratulations Mercedes on that. And lastly, I think this is obvious. This is obvious if you've seen the other awards, if you listen to what I've been talking about. This is very obvious. First place goes to the 2022 Genesis GV70. Just kind of racking up all the awards here today, but it's fantastic, and I think it's so important for the Genesis brand because this will be the volume seller. You see them on the road here in Toronto quite a bit already, and this is, I think, what moves the Genesis brand from this niche sub-brand to being one of the big competitors. It takes a long time. I don't know if Genesis will get there to compete with the Germans. Ask Lexus about that. how easy it is to compete with the Germans, but I think this will bring them on the level. In a year or two they will be on the level, very similar to Lexus. There will be a differentiation in who they target, but it is a very important step, and I hope they keep this trajectory up. The new G90 comes out next year. Very excited for that, and I think it was an easy choice. Good, decent value, looks fantastic, drives really well, amazing interior, and it's so important for the Genesis brand, and I think for the industry, that it was an easy first choice. Congratulations, Genesis, on winning the highest award, the GCCars Choice Award of 2021. Okay, that leaves us with a bit of final words. thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did, making this award show. A bit Duck Demure inspired with my laptop on here, but would be awkward to have it here. And couldn't have my Volvo review on the screen, which I have already edited, but this looks fancy. But no, thank you so much for being here in 2021. 2022 will be really cool. What we've done in 2021 was amazing. In the first quarter of the year, 2021, I had 4 press cars. Second one, I had 4 press cars. And by the end of the year, in the last quarter, I didn't go a week without a press car if I didn't choose to do so. I want to keep up this momentum, get the rest of the brands that we don't have right now, which I think we will be getting. And other than that, what can we expect in 2022? Just naming a few cars that I think we have a good chance of getting. This is not a confirmation. Bronco, okay, we're getting the Bronco, I can tell that. So Bronco, GMC Hummer, new Sierra, new Silverado, C7 and C8 Corvette, more AMGs hopefully, new G90, new S-Class. What else is there? Ford F-150 Lightning, Mach-E GT, Ford Raptor. There's so much to think about. A lot of cars. There's a lot of cool cars coming next year. I can tell you that. And yeah, I'm just very much looking forward to tackling that next year with you guys and getting to review a lot more and getting to do some fun stuff and hopefully visiting a few auto shows along the way. Toronto has been canceled, unfortunately, but I'm hoping we'll maybe make it to either Detroit, New York, or LA. We'll see about that. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you next year. Thank you and goodbye.